What's up, everyone? Welcome back to what will be the last episode of our Yuan disaster campaign series in Europe and Versailles 4. My name is Noddy7. I am a EU4 and strategy game YouTuber and a little bit of streaming as well. Welcome in, and given the state this campaign's in, I'm really happy to send this back to the guy that sent it to me for him to continue to play if he wants. I think we've got it to a really stable position, and it's up to him really how he decides to proceed from where we've got him to. So I'm going to do a bit of a recap of what was happening when I got the campaign, what I did, and what I think he can do moving forward if he wants to keep playing. So basically, when we inherited this campaign, our economy was shot to pieces. We had huge corruption, which we haven't completely dealt with. His tech was a mess, and he hadn't embraced any institutions. Diplomatically, we were in a fair bit of trouble. We had the Emperor, we had the Mandate of Heaven, however, we had no tributaries, and we were declining because we didn't have the required provinces in China. So it was just a pretty messy one all round, and we were surrounded by quite strong enemies and whatnot. So we had a fair bit of work to do to try and clean it up, although it wasn't completely horrific and hopeless. So basically what we did is we focused on Ming, because I knew we needed to get Canton and Nanjing from them, and we were quite fortunate in that Ming started exploding because of the wars that they had been forced on. So we were able to quickly annex using the Unite China CB, some of the southern states that popped out, which gave us Canton. And then we also got some of Shun, and then we managed to fight Ming and take Nanjing, which helped us a lot. We had to control the devastation around these areas with forts and things, because the devastation modifier was really impacting our mandate growth. At the same time, we tributized anyone we could around us, which wasn't many, but it was better than nothing. We tried to stabilize our diplomatic state, so I annexed his small vessel that was hanging around in here, and Caradel, broke off our vessel ship of Solon, who was getting supported independence by a couple of our rivals. Went looking for allies, couldn't really find any, but we tried. And we set about trying to fix the economy situation. So we looked at stating provinces. We devved up the gold mine a little bit. We also took the gold mine down here and devved it up a bit. And we just basically tried to work on improving things overall. Stop spending money on certain things like conversions and advisors that we couldn't afford at the time, and really focused on trying to fix our technology as well. So we devved this province here to spawn Renaissance, and then luckily enough we actually managed to get colonialism here without having to dev it. We just need some extra cash to fully embrace it. We got his tech sort of caught up, and we also finally started making a bit of money from trade, so we started redirecting trade and trying to sort that out. So all in all, I think it's been a really successful turnaround for this campaign, and really happy to send it back to the guy. Our mandate's in a really healthy place. Our meritocracy is still shit, and we've still got heaps of corruption, but they're heading the right way. So because we've fixed our economy, he can continue to chew through that corruption really quickly. And also his harmony is going to be going back up because we finished harmonizing with Vajrayan. And then our meritocracy will start to come back once our harmony comes up as well, and he can start hiring advisors and things, which will also help that, and potentially build some upgrade the porcelain tower, is what I'm trying to say, which will give him more. So there's different things he can do to try and get that up, but it's by no means dire. The important one is the mandate, so he's in a good place in terms of mandate. If he manages to get his meritocracy back up, that's a good thing, but it's not the end of the world. So basically, yeah, it's in a really good place. My recommendation to him is a couple of things. We have, as far as avenues for expansion, he's got a couple of places he can go. So Transoxiana. It's relatively weak and has really bad allies, so he could look at trying to drive through here, but then that would bring him up against the Ottomans potentially, unless he can convince them to love him. He could also look at branching. I think this would be the least lucrative for him. India would be very lucrative, but he's got a big alliance block between Bengal and Delhi, but I do think with Jampur's help he could break through that. Probably Delhi would be the one to go after. Yeah, because then you'd have to fight back Mars. So you come down through here and here at the same time with Jampur's help. He could also look at maybe pushing into Southeast Asia, but again, probably not the most profitable way to go, and he's got some tributaries here to deal with. And the last one, which I think is actually probably the most profitable thing to do, is because he's got a colonist, he could actually build a navy and settle on some of these lands out here, and then start conquering, because he can feed this trade. Well, he can get the trade going, but there's some really good provinces down here. You can potentially start collecting down here somewhere, or, you know, feed the trade down to India. If you fed this trade to India and all of this trade down to India, if you manage to conquer it, that'd be very profitable. So there's a few different options for where he can go next. I've also started colonizing north to try and block Russia. I think he should continue trying to do that, although it will enrage Russia when they get there. But if he can stop them from getting all the way across here, it's probably not a bad move. What I think he should focus on for the near future, because the issue with colonizing down here is he has no navy. At least if he attacked one of these guys, or he looked to come down into Southeast Asia, he could do it without a navy. So for example, oh, they're in March, okay. So he could sort of look to go down this way, fight Ayutthaya potentially, although allied to Korea. So I think the thing he needs to do at the moment is he needs to get that corruption down, because at the moment he is spending, or I am spending 45 ducats a month to bring his corruption down. He needs to get that down to spending maybe 10. That frees up 30 ducats of income for him to build to his force limit. So he's got a massive force limit that he's not using at the moment, including banners, which we should be using, but we just haven't had the money or the time to recruit. So definitely get some banners, but you need to sort out this first. So this needs to get down as low as possible, and you'll be able to actually make some money. And then once you're making some money, I definitely think you need to deal with these two, because they're just waste of space. And the good thing is you can use that to fight Korea. Korea's actually really strong at the moment. In the position you're in, you probably need a bigger military force, especially with that mountain fort sitting there proving painful to get through. But if you can take out these two and then sort out Korea, it's a good avenue. Some nice provinces there for you to eat up. And then yeah, then you can definitely look at other avenues. You will also need to build a navy if you are going to expand down these ways, because you don't have one at the moment. Maintain your mandate, keep it positive, watch out for that devastation, at least until you get your corruption down enough that it's no longer an issue. Your prosperity will keep going up as well, but you just need to be aware of the devastation. As the devastation comes down in these provinces, you can look to full state more stuff, which will help your income. But you just need to be careful, because, for example, it's a place here with 36 devastation. If you full core that right now, that's going to make an issue for this. So you just need to be aware of how much devastation you've got while you're full stating stuff, but there's still plenty of options to there's still a couple options to full state here in China, which will give you some improved income as well, once you've sorted out the devastation issues. So definitely some options there, but yeah, I think it's in a really solid position. The trick when playing the Emperor of China is that you need to maintain tributaries to keep your mandate up, but you also want to expand. So trying to find that good balance between those two things is tricky. So the good news is you do have some options to expand into, whether it's Southeast Asia, India, or just fixing up Korea and even Japan. You could look to push into Japan once you've dealt with Korea. They don't have any friends, so that'll be a relatively easy one if you can get a decent navy. They have a fair whack of a navy, so you'd have to take out their navy to try and get in there. And then, yeah, the other thing I would definitely suggest would be looking to Malaysia and this area, Indonesia and stuff, because for these cloves provinces down here and all of these provinces down here have really high chance of cloves, which are a really good trade resource. So if you could get colonizing down here in these provinces with high chance of cloves, there's a good chance of making some good money. And then if you get dominant down here and you can push into India, then you can bring that trade back. So real chance for you to make an impact there. And the other thing I would really focus on is try and find someone to be friends with. I mean, the Ottomans hate Russia. It's probably your best bet, but they really don't like you for a number of different reasons. But you could probably, you'd probably have a good chance of pushing it, given that they hate Russia. So you might be able to, and as you improve your economy, you'll be able to build a bigger army, which is one of your biggest detriments at the moment. So you've got minus 32 and there's minus 56 from your army and navy there. So potentially definitely something that could be improved there. Anyway guys, I think that is going to finish it for this video. I'm really happy with the state we've left this campaign in, so I'm going to send it back to the guy that sent it through to me. And as I've mentioned in previous videos guys, if you've enjoyed this video, please leave it a like, subscribe, comment down below, and if you do happen to have a disaster campaign you'd like me to take a look at, make sure you jump in my Discord and fire me a message so that we can have a look at it. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.